This is the magic kite. The king of the magicians lives in this kite, and he can take you anywhere.
A gust of wind lifts the kite, and with it, two children and friends cross into China. From village courtyards to city streets, opera robes, market noise, even the Great Wall. A journey carried not by language, but by imagination. This is the magic of the kite, the first China-France co-produced feature, two lenses sharing one sky. And decades later, that same upward gaze moved from cinema into real spaceflight. The Sino-French astronomical satellite SWAM, now about 17 months into its mission, has detected high-energy gamma-ray events linked to the early universe. The mission is jointly developed, jointly operated, and shared by the two countries. More than 6 decades of diplomacy made cooperation possible. In 1964, the two countries established ambassador-level diplomatic ties, the first such relationship China formed with a major Western nation. In 1973, French President Georges Pompidou visited China, marking a breakthrough in high-level exchanges. 2 years later, Deng Xiaoping visited France, the first Chinese leader to make an official trip to a Western country. In 1982, the two sides signed the agreement on the peaceful use of nuclear energy, a pact that laid the foundation for long-term cooperation in civilian nuclear power. And in 1997, China and France upgraded their relationship to a comprehensive partnership. Again, the first between China and a major Western power. France is now China's third trade partner in the EU and China's France's largest trade partner in Asia. In the first half of 2025, bilateral trade topped $39 billion.
Sa présence a montré l'ampleur des relations entre.
This presence showed the extent of the economic, financial, and commercial relations between our two countries. Together, we all have strength that enable us to trade and therefore, for the greater good of all, to be able to exchange.
At the 2025 China International Import Expo, France returned with its national pavilion for the 8th year. 12 companies were involved, from cosmetics to energy and tech.
China, also in the field of innovations. Innovation is very active. So we cooperate with government, of course, in China. We also cooperate with private companies. We have a lot of joint venture, for instance, in China. So I'm sure we have to find a win-win cooperation.
Some partnerships run deeper. In aviation, China received its first Airbus aircraft in 1985. Today, around 2,200 Airbus jets fly in China, over half of its commercial fleet. In Tianjin, Airbus's first A320 assembly line outside Europe has been operating for more than a decade. A second line, launched in 2025, will further expand production, with Tianjin expected to supply nearly 20% of the company's global output. Nuclear cooperation began even earlier. The 1982 agreement led to Daya Bay, China's first major commercial plant built with foreign technology, and later to Taishan, the world's first operational EPR units built and run jointly.
We continue benchmarking with French nuclear power plants. We have consistently found there are many aspects in which we still need to learn from them. Of course, peers in France would also come to us for benchmarking. Decades ago, we were students, and peers from France were teachers. Now we are friends.
Beyond industry is culture. Since 2006, Festival Croisemont has brought French theater, music, and film to cities across China. This season, works from the Musée d'Orsay, Monet, Van Gogh, and more have been displaced across the country. And in Guizhou, the Village Super League hosted young people from France for its first international friendly. No stadium lights, just red clay, fast passes, and playing for 90 minutes without a language in common. There's also cooperation at the city level. The the 114 China-France sister city and provincial partnerships directly connect regions and people. One city where China-France cooperation is most pronounced is Chengdu, where collaboration can be seen in research, exhibitions, education, and conservation. One example is familiar to both sides. In 2012, giant pandas Huan Huan and Yuanzi left Chengdu for France under a conservation program. When they returned in 2025, more than 200 people waited in line in wind and rain to say goodbye. Proof that cooperation is not only institutional, but human. From space to cities, the partnership continues, evolving into new forms in new places, with new work ahead. And the story is still being written.